Welcome back to Lewis Acres Homestead. I'm Sarah, and today I thought we would talk about something a little bit more personal, and that is food and just overall health. Over the past probably, I would say, year and a half, I have really honed in on trying to be healthier and just make smarter options whenever it comes to food. And I struggle with it just like everybody else does. It is not easy. Of course, we all want to go out and just get the fast food and we want to go out with our friends all the time, but we did good for a really long time. And let me rewind a little bit. So, back in July of 2024, we quit drinking pop, and that was probably the hardest thing for me to give up was pop, just because I would not drink water. I would go days without ever taking a sip of water. I would just drink pop all the time. It was what I had in my hand at all times throughout the day. So I cut that out cold turkey, and I lost about 10 pounds, I believe it was back then, and I kept it off, but I was expecting to lose some more weight, but never did. But I never changed what I was eating. I only cut out the pop. Earlier this year in April, it was April 9th to be exact. I don't know why I remember the day, probably just because it was such a significant change. I don't know really what made me want to do it, but I had seen TikTok videos of people eating like whole food diets, and not like whole foods like the Whole 30 diet, not that, but only eating single ingredient foods. So like carrots, potatoes, steak, onions, like anything that was natural and just one single ingredient. So no processed food and no packaged food. So if it came in a package, you really shouldn't eat it, except for like things like cheese. Like cheese was okay, milk was okay. So like dairy, pickles, as long as you could read all of the ingredients on the package and it was a single ingredient going into it. So if it was like garlic powder and just spices, and not preservatives, then you could eat it. So I think that really inspired me because I was like, man, that seems like something I could do. So on April 9th, I just completely stopped buying all processed food and packaged snacks and things like that from the grocery store. And we'd already cut out the pop. So all I was drinking every single day was water. Ben would still drink sweet tea, but I like sweet tea. It's just not my favorite. And I don't like unsweetened tea. I've tried getting different teas and stuff. I'm just not a fan. So every once in a while, I'll drink some like 100% grape juice or something and just water it down. But that's very rarely. Usually I'm fine with water. And it did take me a while to get used to just drinking water. And now I absolutely love it as long as it's ice cold. And I just don't have a problem at all drinking it. But I used to hate water and now I love it. During this time, I would cook really good food. It would just take more effort. So, like today, I'm making a beef stew and it has pretty much all wholesome ingredients in it for the most part. And with buying whole ingredients and stuff like that, you do have to pay a little bit more for the better option. So the Worcestershire sauce, however you say that, I used to get one, I think it was the Heinz brand, but it has like natural flavors and stuff. So I cut all that out and now I pay a little bit more for this brand and it's good. It's just a little bit more expensive. So you do have to pay a little bit more, but I think the flavor and just the overall health benefits is so worth it to not have the artificial flavors and the preservatives in it. So it's all in what you need, but I found that we truly do need the better options. So I would cook whole foods like this, and as long as it was single ingredients, you just put it together and it makes a meal. That is really what I focused on doing. It truly became a lifestyle change for us. We were drinking raw milk, we were eating raw cheese, we had our fresh milled flour. We didn't buy anything that was processed. We tried to our best not to. Of course, there were some ingredients that we would have to run out last minute to go to town and get, and maybe they weren't the best, but whenever you put it together with all the rest of the food that is good ingredients, it really does, it helps a lot. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but not having so much processed food all the time, it truly changed the game for us. After I would say about 2 weeks of eating this way, I really started to notice a change in my overall health. I'm not really sure if Ben did. He doesn't really notice things very much, but we've talked about it a little bit and he does say that he feels better and stuff. But for me, I used to get headaches every single day. I don't know what was causing them. I never went to the doctor or anything for them, but I would end up having to take Excedrin or ibuprofen because they were so bad. I just could not make it through the day without taking medicine. And it was every single day. Within 2 weeks, those headaches were gone and they have not came back. So I don't know what the problem was, but obviously it was related to the processed food and what I was eating, but they have not came back. And then another thing was I would lay in bed every single night and get so sick to my stomach. And I'm not sure if it was acid reflux or what. Again, I didn't go to the doctor. I am not big on the doctor, but I would just lay in the bed and feel so sick every single night until I went to sleep. Again, after about 2 weeks, all that went away and it has not came back either. For me and Ben, we both would always talk about needing to make these changes, and we knew it was the food. It's just, I feel like everybody today knows that it's the food. You're seeing it more and more on the news, you're seeing it more and more released in articles and statements, whatever. Everybody knows that it's the food making everybody sick now. And we knew that we needed to make the changes, but we're just like everybody else. You don't want to. The processed food is so good. It tastes so, it's so addictive. And we loved it too. We still love it. Like, and I'll get to that in a minute, but we had to make a change because I was so tired of honestly just feeling like crap day in and day out. And I was so overweight. It wasn't even funny, which I still am, but I just plan on continuing to eat like this and see what my body does because from about April until September, I've lost right at about 40 pounds. So with that weight loss, I obviously feel better and I see it, your guys' comments about it saying that I look healthier. Like, I don't know, like a lot of you guys have said, ask me what I'm doing. So that's why I'm making this video. But also you guys are just saying that I look better and whatever I'm doing to keep doing it. So I wanted to share this because I feel like it's not a secret, but it's not talked about enough. During the past month or so, I would say it happened right around the time we started working heavily on our renovations again. That is whenever we fell back into the trap of eating fast food and just bringing processed food back into the house. And we did that because of everyone here that was here working on the house. Nobody else eats like we do. So they don't mill their own flour. They don't cook from scratch. They don't eat from scratch. They may cook their meals or whatever, but they're not using the best ingredients. So we started eating out a lot with them after we would get done working, or just whenever family or friends are here, they would want to go out to eat or whatever. Nobody felt like cooking. So we fell back into that trap of eating fast food. And then while everybody was here working on the outside of our house, I bought Little Debbie cakes and everything like that because I did not have time to cook all the snacks and everything that everybody wanted. I was making meals, but I didn't have enough time to cook all the snacks also. And then I also bought pop for everybody because everybody that was working drank pop and wanted pop with their meals. So I did not drink pop. That is one thing that I have held strong on. We still have some pop here in the house that people have been drinking, and I don't want to throw it away because it's not a waste. I don't want to waste the money, but I just wait on them to come over and drink it. But thankfully, that is not something that I have done. I've not fell back into the trap of pop, but I have noticed a huge difference just in the past month of us going back to eating out and eating the processed food again. Again, I feel like crap again. So starting this week, this is the week before Thanksgiving, I have tried to get back into the routine of cooking from scratch, using our whole wheat flour and stuff. And as you can see in the background of this clip, you can see some bags of flour sitting on the counter. And those I bought whenever we were bringing processed food into the house. I was making snacks and stuff for people with those. I made biscuits every single morning that everybody was here. So I didn't want to use the whole wheat flour because I knew nobody would eat it just because of the flavor difference. They're not used to it. So I did buy flour for that. So I am going to hang on to that just to make everybody's cookies and stuff during the holidays because I don't use our whole wheat flour when making baked goods for other people just because it is such a big, it's something that you have to get used to. You cannot just put that on the table and expect everybody to love it. It's an acquired taste. And if you use the right ingredients and cook it properly, then it does taste delicious. Like these rolls that I'm making right here, I honestly love them. I have made whole wheat breadsticks before for my family and they love them. Of course, they're covered in garlic and butter and parmesan, but they still love them. So it's all in what you make and how you make it. But all that to say that I am no different from you guys. I have the same struggles and temptations, but I wanted to make this video for you guys because I was getting a lot of questions about it and what I was doing to lose the weight. And losing weight, don't get me wrong, I've always wanted to lose weight, but I've never been able to, just because I would always try to do it with processed food, the low fat stuff, the low calorie stuff, and that stuff is honestly terrible for you. So I truly believe that the whole ingredients, like single ingredient food, is the way to go because I have never been able to lose weight in my entire life other than this right here, just eating from scratch food. And I've never felt better. I'm 27 years old and I feel better than I did whenever I was 23. One thing that I learned very quickly with processed food is it is designed and made to be addictive. And the single ingredient whole food is not. It is just what it is. You know exactly what you're getting with it. And whenever we were doing this, I truly want it to be a lifestyle change. I don't want to go back to the processed food and the processed snacks. So we're going to go back to eating single ingredient foods and just trying to buy the best ingredients that we can. Will we still eat out and live our life? 100%. I believe it is like all 80-20. 80% do good, and then 20% you have to have your fun and eat out with your friends and your family. Do whatever you need to do. But for us, this is what works for us. And like I said, I've never felt better. So we're going to continue to do it. And we just need to get back on track and get rid of the processed food in the house. So I'm not going to buy anymore. What's here is here. And I'm going to stick with that. Like, if somebody wants to bring something that is processed, they are more than welcome, but I probably won't buy it anymore. With eating like this, I would have never done this a year ago just because I did not want to spend the money on the food back then. I would always pick the cheaper option. And something that I had to tell myself was you're not paying for doctor bills and you're keeping yourself from having to go to the doctor by eating healthier options. So pay for the more expensive food so you're not wasting money at the doctor getting a medication or whatever. So I truly believe that investing in good quality food is investing in your overall health. So that is the biggest mind shift I have had. And I know some people may disagree, but that is just how I feel. But that is going to be it for this video. So hopefully you were able to take something away from this video, or maybe I helped change your perspective on something. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys will like and subscribe.